Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing the top movies of April. I had to check what month it was then. Yes, this year is absolutely flying by. We're already in April. And I actually managed to see 6 movies that I reviewed from last month. Bit late getting to this now. I've been on holidays. I took like another week off then YouTube and stuff. And yeah, I've just been away. So I just kind of had a bit of a break and just chilled out and yeah, found it hard to get going again, you know. But here we are. I uploaded a video on Saturday that I filmed ages ago. And yeah, I've still been watching films, but you know, it's just one of those things. Anyways, I have 6 movies here that I watched this month. All the deep dive reviews are all on the channel if you want to go and watch those. But by all means, let's get into it. So 6 movies then, and in at number 6 is a streaming movie review. This is from Netflix. This is Murder Mystery 2. I actually gave this a 2.5 stars. Was to be expected, really. Just I don't know who asked for the sequel. Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston have really good chemistry. The effects are just as bad as you expect them to be, and it's just a Netflix blow up type of stuff movie, basically. In a nutshell, those are what you would associate Murder Mystery, I guess, 1 to be, and number 2 definitely falls and picks up from that. It's not one of the best films of the year. It's definitely suited on Netflix. It is just a dull, bland movie, in my opinion. But it is something that is very easy to watch. It is something that you just can stick on. I think I actually watched it on a Sunday evening, had a takeaway. It was that type of vibe, you know. You haven't really got to think about it too much. You haven't really got to, you know, pay much attention all the way out the movie. Because if you miss some bits of it, then you can just easily pick up where you left off type of thing. It's not going to like set your world alight in terms of movies, but it's also not going to bore you to death. I had a good time with it. That's why I just put a smack in the middle, 2.5 stars. And yeah. So there it is, there's number 6. Coming in then at number 5 is the latest movie I reviewed in the cinema, and this is The Pope's Exorcist. I actually gave this a 3-star. This stars Russell Crowe, and it's basically about him. He's like in the Vatican church type of thing, like obviously where like the Pope is and stuff, and he is like the exorcist of the church, and he goes around to like people's houses and stuff to like remove spirits from people's houses and save them, in effect. And there's this girl that has this demon, or not, this boy actually has this demon, and he hasn't like said a word since his father's passed away. And it was actually quite good. I gave it a 3-star. It had a lot of backstory in the movie that, you know, set up a lot of things. It was a good run length, and I did enjoy it. It was just you know, pretty low budget, pretty standard, but as again, similar to Murder Mystery, had a bit more to offer in terms of Russell Crowe's performance was, I think, a lot better than other people's, but it was just, it could have been better, if you know what I mean. But I enjoyed it nonetheless, and Pope's Exorcist, as I say, come in at number 5. Next then we have 2 movies now that both had 3.5 stars, so it was basically which one do I prefer the most. And in at number 4, I actually gave a 3.5 star to Tetris. This stars Taron Egerton. It is an Apple TV Plus movie, so this is another streaming movie review. And yeah, basically follows the journey of Tetris. Not so much how Tetris, the game, was created and how the company was created, I guess. More so about like the licensing around the game and all that. From that point of view, you know, it's not what I expected, I guess. It's not what, you know, I thought it would be, but it was pleasant, I guess is the right word. Taron Egerton, I thought, was brilliant in this film. And also all the set piecing and all that, and the set dressing was great in terms of the period time. I love all that, like all old cars and like telephone boxes and stuff here now are like vintage, which is mad. So I like all that type of stuff as well. There was some use of like green screen in this film. It did look a bit off, but I think Taron Egerton for me stole the show in this. He basically had such a really convincing American accent that it was really hard to actually, you know, separate yourself from the fact that he's not American. I think he just literally played the role really, really well, and did a good job. I think, you know, there were some bits at the end of the film where it didn't need to have like some effects that were there, like these Tetris effects when this car scene was on, and it reminded me a bit like Pixels, but it didn't need to have that because it didn't have any of that throughout the entire film, and then they just thought, oh, we got some budget, let's just stick it in. So there were some bits like that didn't really make sense towards the end of the film, but you know, it was okay. 3.5 star. In at number 3 then, and again another 3.5 star, and also another streaming second movie review, this time from Disney Plus. This is Boston Strangler. Yes, I uploaded this video on Saturday. This is a movie, a true story movie. Keira Knightley is basically playing a journalist, and she wants to challenge herself and actually get on a proper case. You know, as a woman working in, like, you know, a newspaper agency, they just put her on things like reviewing toasters and all that type of stuff, and she actually wanted to challenge herself as a journalist and push back, and she does, and she wants to take on this case for the Boston Strangler. This is a true story. Women were just dying left, right and centre. Well, I think it was just women. They were just dying, and nobody knew who it was. It was like a mass killer on the loose, and nobody knew who it was. Everyone was on edge, of course. Very good film. Really, really, like, good drama to the movie. I kind of gave it a 3.5 star. I think it's slightly better than Tetris because I think Keira Knightley just was more into the role. Similar to Edgerton, like, she was very convincing as an American with her accent and her way. Again, another British actress. So you know, I thought she was fab just in that role. And the whole look of the film was great. You know, I watched it on my iPad, like I said in the review, and it was very encompassing in that sense, in terms of I was so engaged in the film. Very overlap with different genres. Felt a bit true crime, like a documentary at times. Felt a bit like, you know, like a mystery, like obviously trying to solve a case. But then also had some thriller elements in it. So it definitely had a lot of different elements in the film and kept me engaged. So for that, I'd highly recommend it. I just basically gave it a 3.5 star because it felt a little bit slow in parts. But that's the type of movie that I guess it should be in a way. But yeah, 3.5 star for the Boston Strangler. So then we're in the top two, and also you could argue the top two movies of the month in terms of, you know, budget and all that type of thing. And in number 2, I actually gave 4 star to Super Mario. Yes, now this could be seen as a lower one in terms of thing, but the competition was really tough in terms of my number 1. Super Mario obviously follows Chris Pratt, who is voicing Mario. We get tons of people in this movie. Jack Black. We get Anna Taylor-Joy. We get loads of voice actors in this film, and I gave it a 4 star. I actually watched this film in Holland, so it was really fun to watch this abroad. Of course, I went there last month and I had a really good time over there. But yeah, the Mario film I thought was brilliant. It's definitely set up a lot of things in the future. I'm not a massive Mario fan. I never had like a Nintendo console as a kid, so I kind of missed out on all the Mario hype and all that, really. But I can imagine that this film was filled with tons of Easter eggs, filled with tons of, you know, little things that people would notice. Like, I noticed a few bits. I'm in the gaming world, but I guess I'm not like obsessed with the gaming world, I guess. I really enjoyed it though. It was thoroughly entertaining. It was so bright. I actually said in the review, I think that them working with Illumination, which is like the Minions and Despicable Me and all that studio, I think that is a perfect studio to have picked up the Nintendo rights, because I just think it just works really, really well. Maybe if they went with a different studio, it may not have looked so right, but I think with this one, I think it looks great. I can't wait to see more. It has actually sold over $1 billion worth, which I actually didn't think it would, and wow, like, it's definitely going to come back for more for that, you know, for that type of money. So yeah, there it is, Super Mario movie, number 2, 4 star, highly recommend. So here we are then in at number 1. This is probably one of the best films of the year so far, and this is A. I also gave this a 4 star, but I also think it is actually at the higher end of my 4 stars. I think it is the best 4 star so far on my Letterboxd account. A stars Ben Affleck. It's also directed by Ben Affleck. We got Chris Tucker in the movie. We got Matt Damon in the movie. We got Jason Bateman in the movie. We got Viola Davis in the movie. Tons and tons of like Hollywood A-list stars in this film, and it's all about the story of Air Jordans and Nike creating the Air Jordan line to save their basketball division and in terms of shoes. And Matt Damon basically is the main character in this film, and he is like the person who is responsible for trying to find the talent, you know, like the new up-and-coming basketball stars, get them on like a cheap deal and take a risk with them. And obviously Michael Jordan signed and then turned out to be one of the greatest basketball players, if not the greatest basketball player to ever live. He had one of the most lucrative deals ever, and it also paid off for him, but also paid off for Nike. So it was one of those like stories that was like meant to be. And you know, one of those things, if you said to me 6 months ago, like, oh, there's a film coming out about Nike shoes, like, why? Like, why? What's the point? but it works. Really, really works, and it's good. I love these businessy type of films. Like, I kind of watched Tetris this month. Obviously, we've seen other ones down the road, like Steve Jobs movies, and you know, all these things. And you know, it's really interesting getting these like businessy type of movies out there, because you know, it's good. It's good to see that side of entrepreneurship and all that. And this one's slightly different, because it's not about somebody creating a business and setting it up and going through all that struggle, but more so about, like, you know, I guess a normal guy who's just trying to do his job, and if he fails, then he loses his job, as well as all of the people in his division lose his job. So it's really important, not just for him, but like for everybody else. So yeah, really interesting. A very good film. At the moment, it is my top 4th movie of the year. Would you believe it? It's number 4 on my entire overall list of the year. But yeah, there it is. Probably going to be my top 10 of the year come at the end of the year. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on my top 6 movies of April. Of course, stay tuned for more videos coming soon. I have got videos coming out now in the next couple of days. So there it is, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. As I say, let me know your thoughts down below on my top 6. And let me know some movies I need to check out in May, because May seems to be pretty stacked, and then June seems to be even more stacked. So it's going to be good in terms of big movies coming out. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.